Hey, it's Brock here from Rock Hill Farms. And today I want to talk about the new Everything Attachments Wicked Bucket and why I chose it out of all the other options there are for a tooth bar on my bucket. So I actually did put a lot of thought into this, and I mean a lot. When I bought the tractor, would have been 11 months ago, I knew on day one I was going to get a tooth bar. I just had a hard time deciding which one. So there's a couple different designs that everyone's familiar with. Number one are the ones that have forks on it like this that stick out longer, and those are great for really digging in. My concern with those is back dragging. If you try to back drag with them, it doesn't seem to me like it would work as well. And I've seen people on videos saying, well, it's not that hard to remove it every time you want to back drag. To me, that seems like a no-go. Even though it's just Allen screws, or I guess they're large diameter set screws is what they are. The thing about a removable bar like that, in my mind, is that when it gets used a lot, gets drug across the ground, gets dirt in it, those could be a hassle. They can get stripped over time. And it seems like something that would work better when you first got it than long term. And I just don't want to unbolt my tooth bar, whether that's for back dragging or if I'm trying to dig something and I don't want those gouges in the dirt. So that left me with the other style of tooth bar that one brand calls it a Pirhana bar, where it's got bigger spikes and smaller spikes mixed together and they're filed down like a cutting edge. And so I started looking at those. Those require, usually you drill a bolt in the side. It's still removable, but it's a little bit harder install. But I decided that's what I'm going to go with. I was trying to decide between a couple of brands and what type of tooth bar I wanted. And that one of those brands was Everything Attachments. They have their Wicked Tooth Bar. And I pretty much settled on the Wicked Tooth Bar because Everything Attachments has a Facebook page that's got tens of thousands of members on it. I think it's got that many. I know it's a lot of people on that Everything Attachments group. And there's kind of an energy or an enthusiasm on that page for the Everything Attachments and the Wicked products. I thought it was really cool that Travis from Everything Attachments, who runs that Facebook page, is available to you at any time on Messenger if you have a question. Which that blows my mind. Not very many places that you can send them a Facebook message and consistently get an accurate and knowledgeable response. So I was really impressed with that. They give a factory tour every Friday showing what they've built, you know, where they're at in their process, how things are built. And that kind of transparency really leads me towards a company. And I had a few conversations with Travis. Really liked what I was hearing. I was leaning towards buying the Everything Attachments tooth bar. And then, for whatever reason, I didn't pull the trigger for a couple weeks, and I saw a post about the Everything Attachments Wicked Bucket. I said, what's a Wicked Bucket? Well, recently they started making an entire bucket that already has the tooth bar on the front. And that really intrigued me because these tooth bars are made of a lot higher grade steel than what your regular bucket's made out of. They call it Hardox 540. That's their tag name for what is a really hard steel that makes a good cutting edge. And I've heard nothing but good things about it from the people in the group. The entire bucket's made out of that Hardox 540. And to me, that's a huge selling point if the entire bucket is made out of a higher quality steel than the bucket I have. And in this scenario, it removes the problem I had earlier. Most people say that this style of tooth bar is better for back dragging than the other style. But let's say I'm not happy with the way it back drags. Everyone knows how easy it is to switch a bucket. I've got my cutting bucket and my back drag bucket, or my, smooth cut bucket. So I really like that feature, that I don't have to remove a tooth bar from my bucket. I can just switch buckets. Another thing I liked about the Wicked Bucket is this is a higher capacity bucket than my other one. This is a 57-inch bucket. This is a 60-inch bucket. But it's not just wider, it's also deeper and a little taller. So obviously tractor manufacturers designed the size of the bucket to match the tractor. But I switched my tractor to the MSL loader, which gives me more lift capacity. It also reduces my curl back. So reducing the curl back means I can't fill my bucket as much. The higher lift capacity means I can lift a bucket that's got more material in it. So those two facts about the MSL makes me want a higher capacity bucket. Another thing is, I'm considering getting a larger tractor, and having a higher capacity bucket fits right into that. I've been trying to size everything I buy for this tractor at the upper limit of what my tractor can handle. So if I buy a larger tractor, it doesn't make my stump grinder obsolete because I bought a stump grinder that was at the top end of my current capabilities. So let's say I bought the Wicked Toothbar or a Pirhana bar or another type of toothbar and put on this bucket. Well, you buy the toothbar based on the width of your bucket. Now if I switch tractors, I'm no longer going to use this bucket. Now I'm going to have a toothbar that's not big enough for the bucket on my new tractor. Whereas, if I was to say go get a 4052 John Deere, this 60-inch higher capacity bucket with a built-in toothbar is still a good implement for that 4052. So I think this gives me more versatility now. I think it gives me more versatility to upgrade in the future. So in the next week, I'm also supposed to get a wood chipper delivered. And wood chips are the perfect product for a large capacity bucket because they're so light. The next thing I want to talk about is the company. I've already talked about how amazing it is that you can talk to Travis from Everything Attachments right through Messenger at any time, and he always gets back to me quickly. But if you see this sticker on the side with the EA emblem and the American flag in it, this is built here in America. You can see the people who build it, you can see the way it's built, and I'll pay a little more to buy an American-made attachment, and I'm proud to buy an American-made attachment. I know that it's not reality to only buy American-made, but I look for those opportunities to do so and to support good companies. I almost forgot when I was talking about the design of the bucket that it has holes right here, right at the strongest point of the bucket to put Ken's bolt-on hooks on. It's also got them on that side, and in the middle it's got a 6-bolt pattern. That 6-bolt pattern can be used, the 2 in the middle for a bolt-on hook, or the 4 on the outside are made to put a receiver from Ken's bolt-on hooks. So without drilling any holes, I can add a receiver and the 2 hooks. It's also got holes on the side. These holes are pre-configured. If you want to switch this bolt-on cutting edge, they've got 2 other types of bolt-on edges that you can put on this bucket, and the holes are already there. They have a straight cutting edge and a different kind of toothbar. Then you have these 4 holes right here. They are set up for a hydraulic auger. I think the brand is Digga, D-I-G-G-A. So this is configured without drilling any holes. You can either add that hydraulic auger or one of those other 2 cutting edges. One big job I plan to put this to use on is the pond expansion project. And that's a pretty big undertaking for a compact tractor, and I'll be going more into that in a video pretty soon. But if you're doing that much digging, I think this is going to be a game changer as far as making it more productive. So to sum it up, I think it's a great product from a great company. If you know my channel, you know what I'm going to do. And that's, I've got something new, I'm immediately going to make 3 or possibly 4 videos talking about it. I'm going to show this bucket versus this bucket for digging into dirt, for ripping out small trees, for scooping up rocks. I'm going to measure the capacity, see which bucket holds more or how much more it holds. I might weigh them. I'm going to put it through a series of tests, and then after I go through those initial videos, you'll just see me using it on the channel. But I want to cover it more in depth. I want to show it being used, but this video was about why I picked it. I hope that you enjoyed the video. In just a minute, you'll see links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time. I forgot to talk in the video about price. This bucket with the tooth bar built onto it cost more than any of the tooth bars I looked at, but it's not so much more to make it cost prohibitive. The tooth bars were in the $300 to $450 range, and this tooth bar was $770. Prices are going to change over time, but that's what it was the day I bought it.